Hi Vaishnav, welcome to Film Company South.
Hello, hi.
You have a film releasing soon.
Yes.
And you have a brother in the hospital. You're kind of, one part of your mind is filled with what's the situation there. Then you also got to promote your film. What's that inside of your mind like right now?
I think the first 4-5 days I was a bit jittery because things were like a bit scary. Like that's the first time I'm seeing him on a hospital bed, and everything was fine. Everything was under control, but I was a bit jittery. But I think after he was fine, the doctors were like everything is fine, he's stable. But still, somewhere I had that in mind. But I think if my brother was here, I think he would have done the same thing because he loves cinema more than me. So he loves cinema. He's more passionate than me. He's a hard worker. So I think if he was here in the same place and I was there in his place, I think he would have still done the same thing. So I'm here for him in a mental way.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing for the film also.
Yeah, you need to do this for the film as well because
film as well. But and if he was there, he would have done the same thing, and he would be like giving his heart out.
Right. But he's good now.
Yes, he's completely fine.
Right. Yeah. Cool. So that's a relief. Yes. So he's the one who wanted to become an actor.
Yes.
And you're the one who did not want to become an actor.
Yes.
And you actually at some point decided you wanted to become a soldier.
Yes.
What's all that about?
My mom's like, do MBBS, write MSET and all that. And
your mom's like, my second son is not becoming an actor. Is that what you want?
No, she was like, do whatever you feel like, whatever you love, whatever you want to do. I was like, I was not clear enough because they gave me so much freedom to do whatever it was. So I was like, that's when I started researching about NYFA. Wanted to do filmmaking. I love films, so I wanted to do filmmaking and all that. So I used to write stories, those and all that. And I used to watch 24, and I was really inspired by 24. Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland. I love him. So watching that, I used to write something related to a lot of action, compact movies and all that.
Like stories or screenplays?
Yeah, like lines.
Lines, okay.
I don't think I can write a screenplay with that. So I wrote stories, lines and all that, and I was like, this is my way, this is my path. So then I checked into NYFA, and it was pretty expensive. I think if I could have gone and asked my mamas, I think they would have given me the money, but my heart said, no, this is way too much money that needs to be, put into that. And I was not sure. I was not 100% confident in doing it. Then there were a lot of things after that. I wanted to be a jewelry designer because I love jewelries and I love stones, and some of that went away. And then
this is the first time. I mean, this is the first for everything, and I think this is the first time I'm hearing an actor say they wanted to be a jewelry designer. So congratulations.
Thank you. So my mom checked into the colleges and all, and then you have to sketch properly and all. I'm not a good artist, so I said, I can't do that. And then 3D animator for some time. So there are a lot of different things that happened over a period. So then I was like, what am I fit for? What is this life about? So this is a struggle within me. So I used to feel really bad. I used to just go work out morning and evening and come back home. I was like, what is life? What am I going to become in life?
Right.
Except the life that I have within me. So like, dude, I rather give it to the country that I love. So that's when I was like, I'll go into the army. That's like the last resort. I was like, I'll go into the army, and my mom's like, go ahead. So I was very passionate, like, I'll give my life for the country. Rather than all this, what am I going to what am I going to become in life? There are a lot of things. So all these things, though jewelry designer, a lot of different things, but I was like, this is the only thing that I have within me in my life. So then I was like, I'll become an army guy. And a lot of times I opened up, saw what it was, what do you call the file that you have to fill up in this thing. But I was somewhere scared. Like, it's not easy. My mom's always told me, it's not easy to go. You can just say it. Army ki helipotanu. It's not a simple life. You have to work really hard. Giving your life up is not easy at all. People are dying at the Jammu Kashmir LOC and all every day, and it's not easy to give up. Are you ready to give up your life? And I was scared, but at the same time I wanted to use my life for something purposeful. So I think during that process, I used to do a lot of kickboxing. You know, I used to go to the gym and all that. So one day, there was this director that approached me and said, I want to do a film with you. So then I was like, so before that also, like before that, army and a lot of other mental things that going on in my mind. My brother said, why don't you go do films? A lot of people asking me. I was like, see, I can't act like you guys. I don't think I can handle anything like that. So I don't think it's my cup of tea and all and all that. And he was like, try chera, neeku undi, you have that in you. Why don't you, it's not that you're hard or something. You have it in you. Why don't you try it out? I was like, no, I'm not gonna. I can't act like you guys. That's not my cup of tea. Please don't this thing and all. But I do like acting. Somewhere you'll have that little this thing in you, right? So I was like, but then I was like, I see my brother's films and my mama's films. I was like, dude, I can't do this, man. This is greatness. This is something else. So I think when the director approached me, I asked him, I was like, are you sure that you can make me act? He's like, yeah, I'll make you act. Don't worry. I'll mold you into an actor. Don't worry. That gave me confidence. It's like, such a big director can do that. And then we were still talking, and then I got another offer. So this is all Instagram's,
Kamal.
yeah, Kamal. Yeah. So I should put a couple of pictures and all, and then another director approached me saying that, hey, both of them are big directors. So he approached me and he said, I want to make a film with you and all that. I was like, sir, I don't know anything. It's the same thing. I don't know how to dance. I don't know how to tell dialogues. And he's like, don't worry, we'll figure it out on the way. We'll make sure that you can do all this. I was like, okay, sir. That gave me more confidence. Then a lot of people started calling me, saying that, they want to make a film with you. They want to make a film with you. Then I was like, okay, fine. Maybe is my, I just thought somewhere, okay, fine. Maybe this is nice. People are giving me that confidence that, that I can click or I can do better. So one day I got a call from Sukumar Garu saying that Vaishnav, just come in. So I went. She's like, my assistant director wrote a story. I would like you to hear it. So then I was like, sir, I don't know anything. He's like, don't worry, ma. I'll teach you how to tell your dialogues. I'll teach you how to act. Don't worry. You have that in you. I'll make sure you'll act. That, that is like, okay, fine. So that is like a proper solid offer that I got. And Buchi Garu came one day. He narrated the story. And I was like shocked listening to the story. And then my three people approached Chiranjeevi Garu because my first movie I wanted it to happen through my mama's hands. So that's the respect I have for him, and we are all here because of him.
This story is a fairly well-known thing, right? This journey. But help me understand one thing about you. Are you a slightly philosophical person? The reason I ask is that there are many people out there who go through life without this confusion, right? They're like, I'm doing my 12th and then I'm whatever it is, and then I enroll myself in an engineering course, and then I'm just going to go into IT, and the rest of my life I'm just going to just do some work that gives me a paycheck at the end of the month. Why you're not that built that way?
No, I don't think.
Okay.
Because I wanted to. There were a lot of things that were there, during that period. I was like, okay, fine, am I fit for an office job and all that? Maybe I am. I'm not sure.
Where was that confusion coming from? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Where was that?
I think it came within me. I think that confusion ray of different things that are happening in me, like, because I didn't know what to do, because they gave me so much freedom and love that anybody could have. So that always gave me a bit of confusion, and I was like, I want to do. So I want to work hard in something, and give the best is always there.
So basically, something you wanted to find something in which you would excel.
Yeah, because I really want to give my best, and make that company or that particular whatever job I'm doing, feel proud. So that's the only thing that I love. Want them, because if for example I'm doing an office desk job. So if I'm doing something, I really want them to be happy and give me the paycheck with a happy smile and be proud of me or something.
Right.
So that's the thing that I would love.
So do you want this to be the best interview you've ever done?
Hopefully, I think you should say that.
You worked as a child artist in a
Yes,
few
yes.
films. At that time, you had no feelings about films at all?
No. So I got all these offers like when the first movie that I did, Johnny, was with Pawan Kalyan garu, and he's like, "Cinema jasta, bommal konista. I'll buy you toys if you do this film." I used to love toys. Which kid doesn't love?
Right.
So then so I did that film with utmost joy, and because they used to pamper me, because I was a nephew and I used to run around, they used to give me biscuits, chocolates, and all, and they used to pamper me a lot. And after that, I remember that he gave me 10,000 rupees. You know, I remember.
And how old were you then?
Huh? I think I was in second or third grade. So they didn't give it to me. They sent Kalangaru sent Sharat Marar Garu with me. You know, Lifestyle was big here then. So I remember going to Lifestyle. Still remember that I bought so many toys that the bill was 11,000. So in my head at that time, like 10,000, they gave me 10,000, I should buy 10,000. But I wanted that, I wanted this, I wanted an array of everything. So it became 11,000, but he's like, don't worry, we'll buy it. So when Chiranjeevi Garu, made me, I think Shankar Dada was a different this thing. After that's after 2-3 years, and I was sitting in my grandmom's house, and he kind of auditioned me like, don't blink your eyes, open your mouth a bit, just stay like that. Then he called up JNC Paranjagar right away, and that happened. And that never, I always did it for the toys, that little this thing for that.
So
time.
that never really
No.
gave you an idea of cinema or you had love for cinema. That I mean, that like for you to be there, that was just a.
I liked it. It's not a love, and I was mad about it. I liked it.
Right. So when you got Uppena, right? You got a narration. Did you want at that point? Did you want a movie that would launch you as a star? Which is basically say, did you say I want a hit movie, or did you say I want to do a good movie?
So at that time, I was not clear.
I mean, they're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
But
so I just wanted to go with the flow because I never thought a hit, a flop, or anything. Ye nahi to aur kuch. I'll do something else. Because I remember, I told in a lot of interviews. So before Uppena and all this brief, before Kumar Garu, this thing, I went to give something to my mama, Chiranjeevi Garu, and that time he was like, "What are you doing now?" I was like, "Mama, I'm doing just workouts and all that," and I got 2 movie offers. Like, why don't you do it? And even my Ata was there, his wife. And I was like, Mama, I don't know anything. And he's like, see, you have it in you. Why don't you try it out? Not a lot of people get such opportunities.
Right.
You should utilize it.
Yeah.
And you're from.
I've read that. Yeah.
Yeah. So all that happened, and after that period of Uppena and all, I never felt that I should have a hit film or a good film. I just wanted to go with the flow. Like whatever God gives me, let me do it with the flow is all I thought about.
Right.
And I wanted to give my 100% and make my family proud is all I thought. That's the only thing that was there running in my head.
Did you expect the film to become such a big hit?
No, never.
Okay. When a film becomes a big hit, right, everyone has a theory about why things work. Just like if a film flops, everyone has a theory about why films flop. Because if people actually knew the reason, then they would apply that and there would be no flops at all. But in your mind, why did the film work so well?
Few reasons actually. I think one is Vijay Sethupathi sir, which he was on board and he was doing a father character and all that. And I think Buchikaru's dialogues, I think they're very nice. When I used to read them out, and they're so pure and so nice, and they have a philosophical this thing touch to it.
Actually, right from the beginning, when you're on the beach and you describe love, there's a certain poetry to it.
Poetry to it.
Yeah.
So that was very beautiful, which I actually loved. I think these 2 reasons, and I think somewhere that I had maybe this thing of mega family in Chokot, there's a new guy coming, let's see what he did. I think that's one. And then Kriti, of course, she was a new heroine and everybody loved her from the start.
This is a very diplomatic answer. You give me everything. I'm like, what is
because that's what I thought. I think I've told these are all the things that actually end music. When Nikal and Neelsam's song came, I was only rooting for Jala Jala Patham, that song. I thought that would be a bigger hit, but Nikal and Neelsam's song and the lockdown, gave it a big push for our film and that craze of whatever he had. And I think the visual, everything, I think a package of everything gave whatever it did. I think it's a mixture of everything.
And that's the song that Krish saw you in.
Yes.
And said.
Yeah. So I think right here in this house on top there's a home theater, and he called me up and he saw that song and he's like, this expression, this expression is what made me thought, this guy has something in him and I want to do the film. I asked him, like, are you sure? Like, my first movie also didn't release. Are you sure? Like, this expression enough for me.
What is that expression? Which expression?
So I think the bus shot where I see the girl and then I look up and I look at her and I do that. That's his favorite shot in the film. So and he really thought, this guy has something in.
And he built that entire movie around that expression.
He believed that this guy can do something.
Right. In a lot of interviews, you've used the word divine when it comes to Upena.
Yeah.
There's something divine about the film.
Yes.
But you've never really explained what that divine is. What is so divine about it?
I think you always listen to such different stories, or you see movies and all. Like even Buchikara says there's a lot of Daivatvam, divinity in the movie, and the last dialogue actually sums it up. The divinity, like if the Murti is bad, though the Murti is bad, the divinity inside is still pure.
Right.
So I really love that dialogue, and we always thought there are a lot of people who actually think not a lot of people, but few people actually think that sex and all that is more, but the pure love is all that matters. And with that dialogue, I always felt that there's a divinity touch to it, is what I always thought. So that's why I used a lot of divine in these words.
You kept using the word, but I never heard you like say why. So I was like,
I think it's the dialogue that actually pushed me to say something, and I wanted to use a good adjective also for the film. And there are a lot of people talking, this will happen in the film, that will happen in the film, but it's all for fun. But I wanted people to know, it's a serious thing also. So that's why I used that adjective and say, there's a divinity in it and all that. So
So one of the things about Telugu cinema is there is this, and with Tamil cinema as well, there is this very macho culture of heroes, right? It's like, everybody wants to be this mass star kind of thing, like the guy who, if not necessarily fighting, at least project a heroic image, something that would manly image. And here's a movie that ends like this. So did any thoughts run through your mind saying that this is my first movie, I'm literally emasculating myself? Is this going to kind of work with an audience like that? Did thoughts like that come in your mind?
Of course it did come. I was actually kind of a bit scared, like what's going to happen. But I always thought, Chiranjeev garu said, this is going to be a good story, just do it. And I was not clear in what I wanted. So that big man told me to do it, and I will do it, and I will make him proud, and I'll make the family proud, is the only thing I thought. But I was a bit scared too, what's going to happen and how people are going to take it.
Right.
But people were actually people liked it from the first day, so I was pretty happy.
Yeah. So when you say that you used to write using 24 and all that lines and all that kind of stuff, so there was clearly a person who kind of looked at films and made their own conclusions. Do you believe a story like this would happen in real life? Personally, were you convinced that this was something that would last, this love after if you went like 5 years, 10 years past the end of the movie, you felt that they would be together and that would last?
It might work out, it might not work out. They might part ways, or they might still to be together and be strong, and maybe they'll have kids or something. But that love is, I think you see in a lot of couples that we see. So there's I think they're pretty sure. It depends on the person and all. And Asi and Bebama, I think they will definitely maybe still be living
together somewhere in this very divine way. Listen, I know that there's a ton of new people that come out every day, but if you want to try something new, then come to me. Was that ever running through your mind that if I do this movie, then there's a possibility that I might establish myself as a hero who is ready to do anything, and therefore
Yeah, I never thought of it because while doing Open, I always thought about,
You said going with the flow.
yeah, so always that character, giving that hand. I never thought, but after the movie, actually, Buchigaru said, there are a lot of people, after the movie release, actually, he said, there are a lot of people writing different stories for you, especially because you're trying such different genres. And yeah, if I really like it, that's when I thought maybe I opened up a bit of different way of thinking or something.
Right.
Yeah, maybe a bit, but after the movie release, but during the film, never. I never thought of it. I always thought about that day, the next day, that's it.
Yeah. No, but that's what's interesting about something like Upena, because of course you have on the one hand the smaller films in smaller in terms of budget, where people are doing all kinds of things. But to find a very mainstream flavored film like this, do something like this, is, I think that's what was a little amazing about the whole film, because like when there are newcomers, or when of course you were a newcomer, but what I mean is when there are when people are doing it in an indie way or something like that, like to take a very cliched example, Peli Chuplu. It's supposed to be like a new kind of film, and they wanted to do it a certain way and all that kind of stuff. But this flavor is very mainstream Telugu. It's like the proper Telugu film. Like it's not like that at all, in that zone at all. So to find something like that here was what was really surprising, and to find that acceptance probably shows in a bigger way that the audience is ready for change. And that's what's really interesting about the film.
When Buchigaru told me the story and all, and I thought they're going to take it in a different way, but the way he showed it, like Shamdad Garu, was very colorful and very lively and very wonderful, and even they packaged it really well. They never said, we can't do this for budgeting and all, Maitri. They always gave it their 100%, and the audience took it in a huge way. They loved the film. So, like you said, it was a terrific receiving for me.
Earlier, you used the word passionate. I was very passionate, but then again, in some of your interviews, you keep saying, "I have no passions at all." I'm trying to.
So for me, a passion is different for me, and love is different. So so these are three different things. So I like to do interviews. I like to sketch. So like is different. Then love is different. Passion with your wholeheartedness for me is a bit it is different for this thing. So like when movie is, I just love films. Like maybe it grew on me over the time, and I thought, okay, fine, I should give it my 100% for that shot and all. I still don't know what my passion is right now, even sitting here. And
you don't know if films are your passion now?
No, I just love films, and I want to give my 100% and make my director and producers happy is all I want, and give the audience a good film is all the thing that runs in. It's just love for me, and passion is much different. Still today, I really don't know what my passion is for me.
That's very interesting. So there are three types of things. There's like, there's love, there's passion.
Yes.
You know what you like, you love films, passion is a question mark.
Yes.
Okay. Having such a big hit in the at the very first time, it's like a batsman coming out and first ball 6 kind of a thing. The crowd is going to go mad, and the immediate thing is going to be like, wow, the second ball, what's going to happen.
I just thought, let's see how they take it, and I gave a different story. Like Krish wrote a different story, and it's something new that we are offering to the audience, and I really want to see what they give me back, and is the only thing that's been running and all. It's not a risky shot. Maybe it will go for a 4 or a 6, or maybe a 3D or a 4, 3 or 2 runs. So I really want to see what's going to happen.
Right. So you're saying while the film is being made,
yes,
you're in a very zen mode, in that you're only thinking about the film.
Yes.
You never think about
only about that day, about that shot. So
literally, so that focused.
Yes.
Okay, so not even about the.
I'm not focused. Like I really don't want to embarrass myself on set. I want to be prepared with my dialogues. I want to give, finish off, in 2-3 takes, so that it's like, okay, fine. Everybody should think he's doing good, and no artist should wait for me.
Right.
So this all runs during that shot.
Right.
Is my thing.
Did you get a sense in yourself that, oh, okay, now I'm finally getting it? Was there something like that?
So usually I think for me, I used to think during Uppana, so there's a good day and a bad day. So in a whole week, 7 days, right? So there should be like one superb day where, super pumped up and confident. There's one day that, taking so many takes and I'm not liking it. So even during Konda Polam also, so there was the same thing repeated. I thought maybe it's a pattern that happens with me. Maybe one day I just finish it off in 2-3 takes or single take and like done next. So I get pumped up. One day I take so many takes and why is it not happening with me? So I think that's how I think is the thing.
Okay. Did you find out the answer?
I didn't get till now. I thought it's a pattern, so I just go with it and not repeat it. Not have a bad day ever.
Like, but you've got all these people that you can ask, like, why is this happening, right? Because I'm sure they have had their bad days and good days as well.
I don't know. I feel a bit shy going and asking them and all that. I do ask them, how do you prepare for a scene or how do you get, prepare for lengthier dialogues. They gave me a bit of tips, but I never asked them that this happens because I always thought they're perfect and they do everything like that. And they have so much ease and they're passionate about cinema. So I would never ask this question for them. I always thought they had a amazing day every day.
Okay. So maybe they have the passion, and because you're still at the love level, maybe that's not happening yet. I don't know. So, tell me one thing that made you say yes to Konda Polam. Obviously, Krish,
Yes.
there's the package at one level. A package matters in a movie, but apart from that, what really kind of drew you to the film?
So when Krish Garu called me and said, I have something for you, I want to talk to you about something. So when I went and met him, the way he was telling about, I want to make this film in a revenant style and all that, and it was something new that I've never heard, I've never seen in a film. And obviously Krish Garu and a tiger being there, and there are a lot of commercial elements in the film. I thought there's something new that I'm very blessed to get another film which is something new that is not in the same ray of same template or something. Maybe I think that's one of the reasons I actually felt that, dude, this happens now in 21st century. Konda Polam, actually people go when there's a drought. That's something really pushed me to tell this story. And the way that Krish Garu said how excited he was, I'm not able to sleep, I want to tell the story, and I want to, and that really excited me, and I was like, let's do it, and yeah, all these factors and all, and then Kirwani Garu coming in before and all these things.
Right. The biggest actor you've acted with so far is Vijay Sethupathi.
Yes.
Did you discuss anything that you felt shy discussing with your uncles about with him, or did he give you did you learn anything from him?
Yeah, of course. I learned a lot from him. He was so simple, and obviously that's my first big actor that I'm acting with. Obviously you think that they do have a bit of they sit in a certain way or they have certain comforts or something, but he was a simple guy. He's like any other guy that you see, but he had his own personality, he had his own team. He sits on a stool. He doesn't like to sit on a chair. He sits on a stool. He'll be talking to everybody.
Yeah.
And he'll be so friendly, like, Ingava, and like, what you do. That thing. And he always likes to pick up some character from somebody. And I learned one thing from him that, this Buchigaru told me this. So, for every movie, for every character that he does, so he opens a new book, and he writes about the character, of what he feels about the character. That's something that's amazing. Yeah. And he'll give it his own touch. So that's one thing, and he's just amazing. He's a lovely personality. Like, everybody will relate to him. He's known as Makal Sir in the people's man. So that's why, like, you love him genuinely.
Yeah. So tell me something that you felt was the Vijay Sethupathi touch in the way he played a character that's been played by a million other actors. The cruel, villain whose daughter is what did he bring to that role?
So, Buchigar told me that this guy has short-sightedness. So I don't think it's people can observe it, but he wrote a short-sightedness is one thing that he wrote in the book for Rayanam character. So he can't see long things. So he has to get everything close by. So that's one thing that he wrote, and the way he smoked his cigarettes also gave a new touch to it, and he wanted a moosh. And he wanted a particular shades and all that, and And I think he even so there was this thing that the art department told me. So these guys got the 2018 edition of Gold Flake cigarettes, or 2019, sorry. So it's apparently different from the movie was happening in 2003. So they got the new one. So Sethupathi garu said, this is not the cigarette. So they went, printed the paper, rolled the tobacco with the 2003 where the cigarettes were a bit longer and the bud was longer. And they actually printed it and he started smoking that. And that was pretty amazing. That's detail. I don't think anybody knows.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that nobody knows. And that's how superb he is. That's some small touch. Like, I don't think anybody knows this.
Right. Your first film and your second film, you've had the experience of a certain different things. Like you just said that people are now writing different stories for you. But in an ideal world, would you want to do everything? Would you want to be a mass hero and you know, an opener hero and this one, or do you see yourself focusing on very specific kind of films which speak to you in a certain way and you know, that you relate to?
I would like to do an array of films. Any film that comes my way. I even love to do any role. If I have to do a villain role or maybe a good role in a web series or a series, I would really love to go ahead and do it. I'm not constricted to a particular role or anything or any story or something. I just would love to go with the flow. If I really love the story, I would like to, you know, do it and show it to the audience, and I want to know what they think of it. It's even like not only the stories, it's even the characters. I would love to do any character that comes my way. If you really love the character, I would like say that, you know, yes, I really would love to do the character, and I would give my utmost best to the character. And even films wise, I don't think that, you know, the Masi or commercial, whatever hero that I just want to go with the flow and do different roles in different movies,
right.
And at the same time give the audience the entertainment and the newness or the to people, to the audience, and, you know, make them sit and have a good time in the theaters.
Yeah, and I think it's a good time for that also, because, you know, I think definitely you do find that even the people who come to the theaters, their tastes are kind of changing a bit.
Yes.
They're willing to give
Yes.
different kinds of movies a chance, and I think you know, that this is a good time for you to be here.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe the love will become a passion after all.
Maybe.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.